Happy Tuesday, everybody. I hope you guys are all doing excellent today. Um, I was looking at Schoology and I haven't seen much of you guys turn in the assignment, so I'm assuming that maybe it's a little challenging or a little hard and you have not finished yet. I will continue to look at it tomorrow and see if more of you guys turn it in. But if you have trouble, if you have question, please ask the substitute for help. Ask Mr. Jeffrey or ask Miss Blanca for help. You can also message me on Schoology and ask me on Schoology, and if I have time during my meetings, I can answer it for you. But if you're stuck, you can wait until Thursday when I come back to school and you can ask me a lot more questions. But today, we're going to continue to talk about greatest common factor. Yesterday, all we did was we list all of the factors and then we found the biggest one. Today, we're going to use a different method. We're going to use prime factorization. If this word prime factorization is new to you, on the count of 3, please repeat after me. 1, 2, 3. Prime factorization. Try one more time. Prime factorization. Alright, good job. Alright, so yesterday we talked about what a greatest common factor is. And again, the greatest common factor is the highest or the biggest number that divides exactly into 2 or more numbers. So let me write that down. The highest number that divides, D-I-V-I-D-E-S, divides exactly into 2 or more numbers. So today we will start the second method or the second way to find the greatest common factor, and again that is called prime factorization. I will give you 6 steps to find the GCF by using prime factorization. Step number 1, I want you to make a factor tree. Factor tree for each number. And if you forgot how to do a factor tree, follow along on the few examples, and then hopefully it will help you remember how to do the factor tree. If you don't, try your best to rewind it, to watch it again, rewind it, watch it again, or wait until Thursday and I can come back and help you out and explain a little bit more. Or you can ask your friends, ask Mr. Jeffrey, or ask Blanca, or ask the sub. Step number 2, you want to find all the prime factors of each numbers. So let me write that down. Find all the prime factor of each number. So make a factor tree, find all the prime factors. We learned about prime factors last week. And primes are all the numbers that can only be divided by 1 or by itself. So we're trying to find all those numbers. So after you do that, go to step 3. Step 3 tells you to circle all your prime numbers. So let me write that down. Circle, C-I-R-C-L-E, circle all your prime numbers. So after you circle all your prime numbers, you want to go to step 4. Step 4 is to multiply all your prime numbers. So let me write that down. Multiply, M-U-L-T-I-P-L-Y. Multiply all your prime numbers. After you multiply all your prime numbers, you want to choose the prime number they have in common. Choose the prime number they have in common. And the word common, if you forgot, all common mean is same. So circle all the number they have that is the same. After you do that, we can go to step 6. Multiply all the common prime numbers. So multiply, multiply, multiply all the common prime numbers. So again, step 1, make a factor tree of each number. Step 2, find all the prime factors of each number. Step 3, circle all your prime numbers. Step 4, multiply all your prime numbers. Step 5, choose all the number they have in common or the same. Step 6, the last step, multiply all the common prime numbers. Alright, so there's a lot of steps. So let's just go through a few examples and go through the steps and see if it helps you understand how to do this. Alright, number 1, let's do 64 and 20 and 20. So I want you to find the greatest common factor. So find the greatest common factor of each pair of 64 and 20 by using prime factorization. So before we do that, I'm going to erase 3 and 4 on the bottom because I know that I'm going to use a lot more room than this, and I'll recopy that down later. So step 1, make a factor tree. So let's make a factor tree. So all it is you're going to make too big. Make a factor tree. So to make a factor tree, you want to choose two numbers, any two numbers, multiply to get you to this number 64. Any two number will work. I will choose 8 times 8. Now we check, are these 8 prime numbers? No, they are not prime number because they are even and they're a factor of 2 and factor of 4, so they're not a prime number. Continue to break them down. Choose two numbers that can multiply into 8. Any two will work. Let's choose 2 times 4. Same thing for this 8 on the right. We can do 2 times 4. Now let's check if these numbers our new numbers are prime number. 2 is a prime number because it can only divided by or is a factor of 1 and itself. So when it's a prime number, we can stop. We don't have to go continue on for the 2. Is the 4 a prime number? No, it is not because 1 is a factor, 2 is a factor because 4 is even, and itself is a factor. So it's not. Let's continue on and find two number to multiply to give us to 4. So 2 times 2 was give us 4. Same thing on the right. We know 2 is a factor, so we can stop here. But 4 is not a factor, so 4 is not a prime number, so let's continue on. So look, we have a 2, which is a prime number. 2 and 2 is a prime number. 2, 2, and 2 is a prime number. So when you get to your prime number, what I want you to do is circle all your prime number. Only circle them. That's step number 2. Circle all your prime number. So this is a prime number. This is a prime number. Prime number. Prime number. Prime number. And prime number. We do not circle the 8, or the 4 because they are not prime numbers. Alright, so we did step 1, step 2, and step 3. Let's do step 4. Multiply all your prime numbers. So I'm going to slide this down just a little bit so I have some more room. So we are doing step number 4. So we can say that 64 equals to 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 64 equals to 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, I'm missing one. Times 2. Alright, so for 64, we can stop right here, and we'll come back to this a little later. Let's go to the 20. 2, let's start from step 1. Make a factor tree. So, two numbers to multiply to get you to 20 is, you can choose 5 times 4. Alright, step 2. Let's check if the number are prime. 5 is a prime number because it can only divide it by 1 and itself. So we can stop at the 5. We don't have to go any further with the 5. But with the 4, it is not a prime number because 1 can divide into 4 and 2 can divide it by into 4 and itself can divide into 4. But we got back to 2's and we know that's prime because of the previous one, or only 1 in itself can divide by 2. Alright, let's continue on. Step number 3, let's circle all the prime numbers. So 5 is a prime number, 2 is a prime number, 2 is also a prime number. So we know that we can write down 20 is equal to 5 times 2 times 2. But I'm going to write it in order from smallest to biggest so it's easier to see. 2 times 2 times 5. You can write it in any order, but this will make it a little bit easier. So we did step 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now let's start with step 5. Step 5 says choose the prime number they have in common. That is the same. So all of their prime number are on the bottom here. The one they have that are the same are this 2. So you see why I put it in order so they can easily to circle. This 2 is the same. And that's it. If they don't have a 5 and we don't have any more 2. So these are the only one they have in common. Alright, so step number 6, last step. It tells us to multiply all the common prime numbers. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring them down. We have a 2 times a 2. So if we multiply the common prime numbers, we will get 4. And 4 will be the greatest common factor, or the GCF. So you can say the GCF for 64 and 20 is 4. So I hope that makes sense how to find the greatest common factor using prime factorization. If you're still stuck, rewind the video and watch it again and see if you can catch your misunderstanding on each step. If you are ready to go on, can I have you try number 2 by yourself? Let's say I want you to find the greatest common factor using prime factorization for 18 and let's say 60. So pause the video, try it on your own, and then come back and check your answer with mine. Alright, so welcome back. Hopefully you tried that. So step number 1, make a factor tree. So 2 number multiplied to be 18 is 2 times 9. You can use 6 times 3 if you like. Anything will work. We just saw 2 is a prime number, so we can stop. Go to 9. 9 is not a prime number, so we can say that's 3 times 3. And 3 is a prime number, so we can stop. And what we can do is circle all of the prime number. Circle this one. Circle the 3. Circle the 3. So we did step 1, 2, and 3. Now let's do step 4 by multiplying all of our prime number. We know 18 is equal to 2 times 3 times 3. Alright, let's move on to 60. Prime factorization. Doing a factor tree. Two numbers multiplied to 60. We can say that is 6 times 10. We know 6 is not a prime number, so we can do 2 times 3. We saw that 2 was a prime number. 3 was a prime number from here and here, so we can stop. Let's go to 10. 2 times 5. And these are also prime numbers, so we can stop. Step number 3. Circle all your prime numbers. 2, 3, 2, and 5. So we know that 60, again, I am going to write this from smallest to biggest, so it's easier to see. So 2 times 2 times 3 times 5. Now let's move on to step number 5. Choose the common prime number they have, or choose a number they have that is the same. We know 2 is the same. 3 is the same. Looks like that is it. Step number 6. Let's multiply all the common prime numbers. So bring this 2 down times this 3. 2 times 3 is 6. That means our greatest common factor of 18 and 60 is 6. So you can say GCF of 18 and 60 is 6. Alright, so hopefully that makes sense on how to find the prime factor. How to find the GCF by using prime factorization. I know we have 2 more examples. You don't have to do those because the video is getting long and I want you to have some time to practice. So again, if you need help, pause the video, try to listen to it again, ask for the help from the sub or Mr. Jeffrey or Miss Blanca. And if you're still stuck, ask your friend or try it, and then let me help you on Thursday when I get back. Alright, have a great day, you guys, and I'll see you guys tomorrow for the next lesson, and I'll be back at school on Thursday. Have a great day. Bye-bye.